Okay, hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the Quiz Show Season 3. If you saw our episodes in the last few weeks, you know that we had a general quiz, then we had a movies quiz, then we had a biscuit quiz, and now we are back to a general quiz, questions from everywhere, except fewer representation from the themed quizzes that we are doing. We just did a prelims right here in Mumbai. We have 3 contestants, 2 of you already met in this season, and 1 debutant. So excited to meet them again. Let's do a quick round of intro, starting from Alkesha, right? Okay. Alkesha, we can start from you. Just tell us about yourself, like where do you work, where you studied, where do you live, whatever you feel like a basic intro.
Hi everyone. As I said, I'm from Nagpur, working in Mumbai. I'm an engineer plus an MBA, working since the last 3 years in Mumbai. I'm a brand manager.
Hey, that's fully my intro. Engineer, MBA, brand manager. Where did you do your engineering from, Alkesha?
NIT Raipur.
NIT Raipur. Oh, I performed at NIT Raipur. Just finding connection. And MBA from?
I'm Lucknow.
I am Lucknow. It's close to FMS Delhi. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I am Lucknow, and then we from I am Lucknow come to MD. I would go. Rikesh, anything? You have to add something new now.
Yeah, I like sketching. Okay.
Wow.
Or
Wow, Rikesh.
yeah, MBA engineer like her, and I work for ICICI. And in my free time, I like sketching and quizzing.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Okay, Apratim, something new.
I mean, besides what everyone knows, I like driving, so I drive for recreation, and I just look a reason to drive around. So
Nice, beautiful. Big round of applause to all our 3 contestants. Oh man. Let's begin. First, direct to Apratim, we are talking about a certain phrase. The earliest known appearance of this phrase was in the Boston Journal. In an article titled Current Notes in an 1885 edition, the phrase is mentioned as an ideal candidate for something and went on to find a boost in popularity with the advent of typewriters. A 1908 edition of a magazine article mentions that a certain Arthur F. Curtis invented it because the then popular alternative, which was now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of the party, was less suitable for the intended task. What phrase are we talking about?
so when you mean Arthur F. Curtis invented this particular phrase? So
Yeah.
is the word volunteer?
Not volunteer, going to Rikesh.
Is it Uncle Sam wants you?
Oh, that
that
thing.
one,
No, going to Alkesha.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. So first things first, it's a phrase. It's a nice long sentence that we all must have heard of. Okay, it's a phrase, and that phrase has a certain quality about it, which is very useful for a certain purpose. The big clue is that when typewriters came, this phrase became popular. So you had to do something on the typewriter using this phrase. Okay, you had to type this phrase on the typewriter. Earlier people used to type, now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of the party. But this phrase, the beauty of the phrase, quality of the phrase is such that it's a great sentence to type and maybe check the typewriter. Is that helpful? Go for it.
A quick brown fox jump over lazy little dog.
Yes, that is correct. We are talking about the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay. Yes. Pratim gets first points on board. We are talking about the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This is the phrase we are talking about. The first time it came out was in 1885 and became popular with the advent of typewriters. And yeah, it was definitely better than now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of the party. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. We all know the phrase is because there is all the alphabets are present in the phrase. So yeah. Great. 5 points to Apratim, which means next direct is to Rikesh. Rikesh, a theological justification behind what is called the doctrine of signatures, which has historically led to many deaths and severe illnesses, and now considered a pseudoscience, is that God has made herbs for the use of men and hath given them particular signatures, whereby a man may read the use of them. The concept is reflected in the common names of many plants as well, which aligns with the idea that nature marks each growth according to its curative benefit. What philosophy are we talking about? What is the philosophy behind the doctrine of signatures?
I'll pass.
Okay, passing to Alkesha.
Pass.
Okay, going to Apratim.
So is it the funda that basically for every plant, the fruits of that particular plant, so if the thorns are there, then essentially one should not consume them, and if it's for sweet smelling, pleasant fragrance, then one should ought to consume them.
Okay, no. But I like that thinking because your answer will be on the lines of just these assumptions. कि ये ना इसके लिए अच्छा होता है, ये इसके लिए अच्छा होता है, like that. That's the zone that you need to think on. Main parts to focus are that the last line which says nature has marked growth according to its curative benefit. Rikesh, are
I
you ready?
have one,
Okay,
yes.
हाँ, go for it.
So it's like chote plants or herbs are to be consumed, and fruits or taller trees ka jo bhi fruit hoga, that is not to be consumed. Something on those
Oh,
lines.
like that? No. Going to Alkesha.
Pass.
Okay, passing to Apratim.
Is it the fact that plants which are grown above the ground are to be consumed, and the plants which are not?
No. Yeah, any plant that resembles a body part is supposed to be good for it. That was the whole doctrine of signature. Herbs resembling various body parts are used to treat ailments of those body parts. Because of these, throughout history, people followed this, and a lot of people died, and illnesses happened. And they said nature marks growth according to cures. So that's why people said that if you have horizontally sliced carrot, it's great for eye. You have ginger, is great for stomach, and sliced tomatoes for chambers of heart. Blah 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 blah. Bitter gourd for pancreas. So now people say this is. People still say, some people still say कि नहीं ऐसे करो तो ऐसे होता है. So people joke around it also कि certain fruits, all that. So sorry guys. Earth resembling various parts of the body can be used to treat ailments of those body parts. That was doctrine of. Okay, no stress, nobody got it, which means the next direct will still be Rikesh's. Okay, Rikesh, X was the daughter of King Aeolus and the sister of Sisyphus, and was married to Ceyx, the king of Trachis. The couple often sacrilegiously called each other Zeus and Hera. This angered Zeus, and he killed her with a thunderbolt. Soon after, Morpheus appeared to X to tell her of her husband's fate. In her grief, she threw herself into the sea. Out of compassion, the gods changed them both into X birds, which are type of common kingfishers, named after her. Essentially, X is a word for a genus of kingfisher, and also it refers to any peaceful time. What word are we looking for?
Okay. My guess would be leisure.
Hmm?
Leisure. Leisu. Leisure.
Now going to Alkesha.
Is it utopia?
Not utopia. Going to Apratim.
Dove.
Not dove. Okay, we'll start again with Rikesh. Let's start with bottom, then go through, make our way to up. So let's start with these, the days, wala, peaceful days. Sometimes in phrases would be, when you say good old days, you might use this word when you are, Taru type writer, like in the dash days of the 1970s when world was this, that. That's one clue. Second is, of course, it's a scientific term for lot of kingfisher birds. The answer starts with H. H for Hera.
No, I'll just say something random and stupid. Happy.
Happy days. Nice. Happy seems like a nice Greek mythology name. इसका बच्चा पैदा हुआ, पता है क्या नाम है? Happy. Zeus ने कल मार दिया किसको? Happy को. Yeah man, crazy. Okay. Alkesha?
Halcyon.
Yes, perfect. Superb. Halcyon. Wow. Superb. 6 points to Alkesha. We're talking about halcyon days. And now, yeah, everything fits. Same word for all of these three. Okay, Alkesha also on board with 6 points. Next direct is to Apratim from the world of literature. Talking about a certain 1939 book. The author's own assessment of one of their works. I had written the book because it was so difficult to do that. The idea had fascinated me. 10 people had to die without it becoming ridiculous or the murderer being obvious. I wrote the book after a tremendous amount of planning, and I was pleased with what I had made of it. It was clear, straightforward, baffling, and yet had a perfectly reasonable explanation. In fact, it had to have an epilogue in order to explain it. It was well received and reviewed, but the person who was really pleased with it was myself, for I knew better than any critic how difficult it had been. I don't say it I don't say it is the play or the book of mine that I like best, or even that I like it is my best, but I do think in some ways that it is a better piece of craftsmanship than anything else I have written. Which 1939 book are we talking about?
Is it Murder on the Orient Express?
Not Murder of the Orient Express. Going to Rikesh?
Is it And Evanan?
Yes.
The Agatha Christie.
Yes. Apratim was on the right track. I mean, you could have, you figured Agatha Christie, but the big clue, of course, was 10 people had to die. And that was a big clue. And then there were none. Okay, fantastic, Rikesh. 11 points for Rikesh, first double digit points of the quiz. Do you guys know the original name of the book? Yeah. That was another clue. Yeah. And hence, that was a clue. 10 people had to die. So, yeah. Okay, cool. 11 to Rikesh. And we come to Alkesha now for the next question. Okay. The Indian men's hockey team faced a gutting 3-2 loss to Germany in the semi-final clash of the 2024 Paris Olympics. The side missed experienced defender Amit Rohidas, who was sent off in the win over Great Britain in the quarter-final. Hockey India appealed Rohidas's red card and wanted it overturned in time for the semi-final, but it was denied. Joshua Burt, who was acting as a technical delegate at the Paris Olympics, wrote the letter urging the Olympic Committee to uphold the suspension and bar Rohidas from playing against Germany. Now, where have we all encountered Burt before? In 2007, to be specific.
In Chak De India.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I was just waiting for Chak De India. Oh my God. He played the role of Australian coach in Chak De India. I cannot believe this story. Superb crack by Alkesha, 10 points. He played the role. This guy on your right, who played the role of Australian coach in Chak De India in 2007, came back to haunt us in 2024. Crazy. Okay, 10 points to Alkesha for Chak De. And we come to Apratim for the next direct. Okay, shown here on the screen is a traditional New Zealand biscuit made from butter, cornflakes, cocoa powder and walnut, etc. There are many theories in circulation about the origin of its name. Why is it called what it's called? One theory associates the biscuit's texture and color to the landscape of a certain country, while another suggests that it was named after a traditional ex-hat, the pakol, and we've also given you the hat here. All I want from you is, what is the name of this biscuit? What is the biscuit called?
So you look for the name of this particular biscuit, which is named after the...
Yeah. But if you get the country, you'll get the name. Like if the country is India, then the biscuit is called Indian.
South Africa.
Not South Africa or South African. Going to Rikesh.
Is it Iceland?
Not Iceland or Icelandic. Going to Alkesha.
Is it Poland?
Not Poland. Okay, not Poland or Polish. Okay, we'll start again. So let's narrow down your guesses. Okay. I think big clue is this, the hat. So think like country where you might see people with this hat, just generally. And don't think of Europe and don't think Africa. What did you say, Rikesh? No, Europe. So don't think Europe and Africa. Okay. Think of Asia. Is that, should I stop now? Anybody wants to block? Should I continue? Okay. So now, just to recap, Asian country where you see people might be wearing this cap, and also the landscape of will be whatever their view of this country. If again, all of you want more clues, okay.
Let's go with the answers.
Yeah, I feel like because we'll take a round.
Philippines.
Not Philippines or Philippine.
Okay.
Rikesh?
Don't kill me. But my guess was Mongolia.
Or Mongolian.
Alien Mongolian.
No, but yeah, Alkesha.
It's not Mongolia.
Or Mongol. No, not Mongol.
Cambodia.
Not Cambodian. It's called Afghan.
Acha.
This biscuit. Okay,
Are?
this is an Afghan hat. And yeah, this is called
So this
pakol.
is called
Yeah, this is a, yeah,
okay.
this is pakol. And yeah, they think the texture is like Afghanistan. And the biscuit looks like the hat. Afghan hat, pakol. Okay, cool. So yeah, the biscuit is called Afghan. Okay, which means next that it will still be Apratim's. Jeremy Silman was an American chess player, an international master, and a writer. He was also the chess consultant for X, but was uncredited for his work. For this particular project, he had multiple considerations to keep in mind. The penultimate move had to have a sacrifice, and the producer even asked that the first move be a capture for a dynamic start. As the protagonists were playing black, Silman turned the white queen into the scene's villain, who would take the sacrifice offered by the protagonist and would itself be finally killed by the last black move. What project are we talking about?
Yeah, block.
Okay, good.
A strong block.
Strong block. Good. Saving time. Nice, Rikesh.
Harry Potter.
Yes. Can you be more specific? Yeah.
So basically, this Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and the scene basically they were
perfect,
playing.
perfect, perfect. We're talking about Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or the Sorcerer's Stone. And of course, we were talking about the great climax, which included chess, and there was a chess consultant, and now everything fits. Protagonists were playing black, white queen, blah blah blah. 10 points to Apratim, which means next direct is to Rikesh. Rikesh, X is a shortened form of a Japanese word which translates to barbarian subduing commander in chief. The title was first given to military leaders who led successful campaigns. Minamoto Yoritomo was the first true X, gaining control of Japan in 1185. What are we talking about?
All right. I'm just thankful that they won 18 Emmys. Else I wouldn't know this funda. Shogun.
Shogun, that is correct. Well done. Shogun is correct. 10 points to Rikesh. Now we're making up for the lost time earlier in the quiz. Nice, back to back. This thing, and yeah, this was made before the Emmys. Okay, just want to clarify. Okay, next direct is to Alkesha. Bob the Builder is a British animated children's television series that follows the adventures of Bob, who is a general contractor, along with his colleagues Wendy, various neighbors and friends and equipment, and their gang of anthropomorphized work vehicles. In the Japanese version, the characters of Bob the Builder have 5 fingers instead of the original 4 because of a certain practice among the X of Japan. The X are or were known for their strict codes of conduct, their organized fiefdom nature, and several unconventional ritual practices. Members were often portrayed as males with heavily tattooed bodies, sometimes wearing a kimono or, in more recent years, a Western style sharp suit. I want 2 things from you. Who are we talking about? What is X? And what practice are we talking about that led to this? That Bob the Builder and other characters have 5 fingers in the Japanese version instead of 4.
Are we talking about Yakuza? And I'll kill you.
Like that.
Yeah.
They do that. Yakuza. Wow. So, they, okay. Going to Apratim.
So the people is Yakuza, and basically they cut off the little pinky finger in order to identify it as the Yakuza members. So
Yeah. Correct. Yakuza would cut off their little fingers as a sign that they can be trusted. Their strength of character will stay through. So Yakuza usually have 4 fingers, and then Bob the Builder they had to extra fingers not to identify as a Yakuza in Japan. What if he was? True. Why nobody asked Bob the Builder if he was? Oh ho ho. Okay, we'll have to split points because Yakuza was answered by Alkesha, and Apratim also knew Yakuza. We can presume, but he got the practice funda right. Now we need to split points. No problem. Yeah, okay. Alkesha got Yakuza, just missed on the funda. So we'll give 6 to Alkesha and 5 to Apratim. Seems fair. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first half. Let's take a look at the score. Apratim had 5 for Quick Brown Fox Jumps Over the Lazy Dog. Then 10 for 10 for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and then 5 for the Yakuza Cutting Finger Funda. Apratim is on 20 right now. 20. Rikesh has 11 for And Then There Were None, the Agatha Christie novel, and also 10 for Shogun. Rikesh is on 21. And Alkesha had 6 for Halcyon Days, 10 for Role of an Australian Coach in Chak De India Funda, and 6 for Yakuza. Alkesha is on 22 points. Great. 20, 21, 22. No need to say how close this quiz is. We'll start the second half. The order now will be Alkesha, Rikesh, Apratim. Okay. Alkesha, this is for you. Built in 1990, the Estadio Milton Correa is a multi-purpose stadium located in Macapá, Brazil. It has a maximum capacity of 10,000 spectators and is primarily used for football matches. The stadium is more popularly called Zirao. Okay, Zirao. And this name and its popularity comes from the unique geographical location of its midfield line. Just put Funda, tell me what is so unique about this stadium.
It falls on the equator.
Yes, I'll give it to you. Yes, the midfield is right on the equator. It is believed that the midfield line lies exactly on the equator. That's crazy. Crazy Funda, crazy crack. 10 points to Alkesha. And next direct is to Rikesh. Rikesh, X was founded in 1821 as the Manchester X before it changed to its name, the name that we know, in 1959. Its readership is generally on the mainstream left of the political opinion, and the term X-reader is used to imply a stereotype of a person with liberal, left-wing or politically correct views. Frequent typographical errors during the age of manual typesetting led Private Eye magazine to dub the paper in the 1970s, a nickname still occasionally used by the editors for self-mockery. What are we talking about?
Guardian.
Yes, that is correct. Beautifully done. It is 10 points to Rikesh. One of my favorite questions, of course, because it's so nice deduction. You can just see that this is a misspelled Guardian. And yeah, everything else fits. It started as Manchester Guardian. Guardian reader is somebody who is liberal, left-wing, politically correct views. And yeah, cool. The Guardian. Okay, 10-10. Next direct to Apratim. This gesture called al bacchio, which is as good as a dash, is one with sincere roots in traditional Italian culture. In American popular culture, however, this image, as it is found on pizza boxes and cans of tomato paste, is a concoction of post-World War II advertising. A common way to use the phrase is by enclosing it in asterisks, indicating that it is meant to be a gesture. Which gesture are we talking about?
Is it as good as the chef's or the chef's kiss, basically?
Yes. Yes. Perfect. Chef's kiss. Perfect. Hat-trick of 10s. We're talking about chef's kiss. And like Apratim said, it is as good as a chef. And yeah, used a lot of places, generally also in texts. Chef's kiss. Beautiful. 10 points there to Apratim, which means the next direct will be to Alkesha. This condition is occasionally referred to as trypanophobia. According to experts, it is likely that the form of this phobia that is genetic has some basis in evolution. Given that thousands of years ago, humans who meticulously avoided dash wounds would have a greater chance of survival. The phobia is characterized by panic attacks, nausea, sweats, heart palpitations, and fainting. It is made worse as the phobia can cause the sufferer to avoid medical care for any ailment. Which phobia are we talking about?
Is it the fear of holes?
Fear of holes? No. Going to Rikesh.
Is it blood wounds? Fear of blood?
Fear of blood? No. Going to Apratim.
Is it basically that? Is it the fear of not looking at these wounds, basically? So I'm guessing this is eye wounds, and basically the person who undergoes this is not able to see any treatment which which is applied to them.
No. Much simpler. I want to put this out there. The answer is much simpler. Like fear of dash. It's very simple. Okay, we'll start again with Alkesha. And so let me just put that blank out of the thing. So meticulously avoided stab wounds. Okay, that is the blanks. Thousands of years ago, human who meticulously avoid stab wounds would have greater chance of survival. Now, forget all of that. Just come to the last line now. If you have fear of something, think you will avoid medical care. Remember that. Okay, medical care. Is that should we take a round? You think? Okay. It's not Mongolia, no.
It's basic, right? Very
Very basic
Yeah.
fear. Yeah.
Doctors.
Fear of doctors? No. Going to Rikesh?
needles.
Fear of needles. Yes. Talking about fear of needles. Okay, fear of needles. Rikesh gets 6 for this. We are talking about fear of needles, and which is known as trypanophobia. And the worst part is, if you have fear of needles, if you want to treat anything, you will also avoid medical care because needles will most likely be involved. 6 points to Rikesh. Next direct to Apratim. Certain stunt required Luke Atkins and Andy Farrington to send their planes into a nosedive and jumping out of them. For both aircraft to remain in a nosedive, they required a custom built autopilot system to ensure they stay on the correct trajectory. Each aircraft had also been fitted with a speed brake and larger than standard wheels to help create more drag and slow the rate of descent. The autopilot would activate once the pilots have manually entered the nosedive and switched the engines off to cause the planes to stall in midair. Although the stunt was a failure, one of the pilots was able to achieve the feat. Just tell me, what were they trying to do? And this is in the last few years. Okay. Does anyone have some sort of a guess on this? Not at all. Complete blank. Okay. So just adding little bit extra. This was in 2022. So not too far back in time, and it was being done by Red Bull. Also, one extra suggestion, not a hint, is don't try to come up with something very complicated. The answer again is something very simple.
So is it they were trying to attempt the highest ever nosedive, basically the planes which they took like as like
Highest ever nose.
highest.
No, going to Alkesha. Passing to Rikesh.
So what they were trying to do is maybe both the pilots wanted to interchange, like as in go from plane A to plane B
Perfect, that's
and
all.
B to A, and
That's all. We were just looking at the keyword swap. They were just trying to swap planes mid-air. Okay, this was this big Red Bull stunt in 2022. It failed, and FAA obviously revoked their licenses and all that. But this was what Red Bull was going for. That the two pilots will swap planes mid-air, and that is what they were trying to go for. And then now everything fits. Custom built autopilot, so they'll have speed brake. Then the planes will stop in the middle. It will go on autopilot. Then they'll come out and then swap planes mid-air. That is what they were going for. Great crack. 12 points to Rikesh for that, which means we come back to Apratim. Okay, a Victorian realist in the tradition of George Eliot, he was influenced both in his novels and his poetry by Romanticism, including the poetry of William Wordsworth. Another English novelist, Powys' novel Maiden Castle, is set in Dorchester, which was our author's Casterbridge, and was intended by Powys to be a rival to The Mayor of Casterbridge, one of his best works. Many of his novels concern tragic characters struggling against their passions and social circumstances, and they are often set in the semi-fictional region of Wessex. Who are we talking about?
So you're
Yes.
looking for a person,
Yes. Very straightforward. One of those questions. One author.
John Milton.
Not John Milton. Going to Alkesha.
Dickens.
Not Dickens. Going to Rikesh.
is it Tennyson?
Not Tennyson. No, but I like these guesses. This is what the zone of the question is. But slightly we'll have to move slightly more modern than Dickens and all. So you have to come to earlier, like late 19th century and early 20th century. Okay, that zone. Also, one answer which is one of those quizzing favorite. Like when you watch a famous quiz show, not a even watch any quiz show. Like you watch Jeopardy, you know कि इस पे तो question रहता है हमेशा like that. He's one of those authors. Every few edition we have one question on this author. But it's one of those. So should I give more hints? Specific hint? Okay, let's make this very clear. Hint is far from the madding crowd. That's a hint. Madding crowd. Far from the madding crowd is a hint. Anybody's blocking? Yeah, I mean that's one of his most famous books.
Is
If
that his most famous work? The
Far from the madding
Man-
crowd? I would say so. Yeah,
Okay.
amongst his most famous work. Batman movie series is a hint in some sense. Just trying to fuck with your brains. The Nolan Batman trilogy is a clue in very far-fetched sense. Just it's one of those clues that if you know the answer, you're like, oh yeah, okay, that hint. But if you don't know, you'll be like, bhai, kahan se? So don't spend too much time on this. I'm just giving one extra movies hint for this. Should I confuse you guys further? Go ahead. Okay. Peaky Blinders is also a hint in some sense.
Nothing coming to my mind.
Nothing?
But Arthur Conan Doyle.
Not Arthur Conan Doyle. Going to Al-Kesha.
Wrong, but John Keats.
Not John Keats. Going to Rikesh.
Yeah. Is it Hardy?
Yes. 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 It is Thomas Hardy, not just Hardy. It's Thomas Hardy. Yeah, 7 points to Rikesh. We're talking about Thomas Hardy, mayor of Casterbridge, Far from Madding Crowd, bunch of other things, and Bane and Alfie Solomons in Peaky Blinders. Thomas Hardy, Tom Hardy. Okay. 7 points there to Rikesh, which means they come back to Apratim. Okay, I'm talking about a certain meme / some internet phenomenon. Okay, this meme began to gain traction online in July 2023, around the time that a TikToker made a popular video joking about the frustrating delay in something happening. This concept of expressing disbelief and frustration quickly took off, and the meme was replicated countless times across social media. Which meme are we talking about?
Is it the meme that we got this before GTA 6?
Yes. We got X before GTA 6 is what we were looking for. That's crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, there was a July 2023 video about frustration in the release of GTA 6, and now this has become a format, right? WW this is of course WW3 you won't happen before GTA 6 comes out, right? Right? Oh man, beautiful. Yeah. 10 to Apratim, which means next direct is to Alkesha. There are many beautiful recipes that came from general experiments during colonial times that became part of mainstay Bengali cuisine. One such dish is the chicken XY curry. So your answer will be chicken -- and the word X has nothing to do with the similar sounding bird or its eggs. In the past, there weren't many hotels in different parts of the country. Therefore, government officials traveling would stay in -- which were aplenty. Markets weren't close by, and there was always country chicken roaming around in these rest houses. So the chicken curry cooked by the caretakers in wood-fired ovens eventually became the dish in question. Which dish's nomenclature are we talking about?
On clarification, so the X, what you want is basically the XY, and XY is the dish.
XY is the dish. Chicken --
No,
The
X
second
is X and Y are two different words.
X and Y are two different words. X is a very random hint in the middle saying the X in XY is not similar sounding bird. You will know when
Yeah.
you know the answer. Or you are a Bengali like
Block.
Rikesh is blocking like a... Yeah. The question came, he's like, abhi kha ke aaya main. Like, my lunch is the question.
Is it a Bengali term? It's a
Aaja idhar. Not really. No. I mean, when they will travel to hotels in different parts of the country, it's almost all parts of the country. Rikesh, कुछ want to add? कि कितना प्याज डालते हैं, मिर्ची?
chicken kiwi curry.
Chicken kiwi curry. Kiwi, okay.
Uh,
थोड़ा हम लोग बात करके आए तेरे पास. I just want I'm just enjoying your impatient wait for Or Rikesh, क्या चल Coldplay? You like?
Try for the ticket, didn't get
Okay, go for it, Rikesh.
it. It is a Dak Bungalow.
It is Chicken Dak Bungalow.
Bungalow.
That is correct. Yes, Chicken Dak Bungalow. 11 points to Rikesh. We're talking about Chicken Dak Bungalow. Dak Bungalow. Dak Bungalow is where they used to live, and you will keep hearing the word Dak Bungalow in any movie, any show that where they travel to a place. Like Dak Bungalow में रह लेते हैं. Dak Bungalow में ये है. Dak Bungalow, and like yeah, in Eastern India particularly, Dak Bungalow is very important. Most cities have a Dak Bungalow. There's a Dak Bungalow Chowk, Dak Bungalow, and all that. And duck was also a duck confusion. The word duck has nothing to do with a similar sounding bird. Or क्या है? मैं तो duck खा के आया Rikesh. Chicken Dak Bungalow. Okay, which means very critical answer for Rikesh. Next direct is to Apratim. Okay. Aeschylus used the word X to describe transgressions against the gods. Okay, a common way that X was committed was when a mortal claimed to be better than a god in particular skill or attribute. Claims like these were rarely left unpunished, and so Arachne, who was a talented young weaver, was transformed into a spider when she said that her skills exceeded those of the goddess Athena, even though her claim was true. Additional examples include Icarus, which most famous example of this, Niobe, Cassiopeia, Tantalus, etc. What word are we looking for? Okay.
Heresy.
Not heresy, but good guess. Going to Alkesha.
Blasphemy.
Again, not blasphemy or heresy. Going to Rikesh.
Pass.
Pass? Okay. We'll start again with Apratim. So yeah, don't think of like committing something against God, like blasphemy and this, but think of excessive pride. What would you have in you to be like God होगा अपने घर पे होगा भाई ऐसा, like that level? Yeah, whenever you're ready. So excessive pride is the clue.
Narcissism.
Not narcissism. Or going to Alkesh.
Two guesses.
Hmm.
Megalomaniac.
No, megalomaniac. Going to Rikesh.
Pride. Is ego or pride anywhere? Ego.
Not ego. Hubris. Talk about hubris, excessive pride or excessive self-confidence. You have too much, like the first used to describe translation against God. That was known as hubris. When you challenge God that you were better than God. Hubris. Okay, cool. Now we come to the end of the quiz. Final look at the score. Apratim had 20 in the first half. He got 10 for Chef's Kiss and 10 for We Got X Before GTA 6. 40 points to Apratim. Well done. Well done. Now we come to Alkesha, who had 22 in the first half, and she got 10 for midfield in the Equator Funda. Alkesha ends on 32. And the winner of this quiz, 21 in the first half, and then 10 for The Guardian, 6 for Fear of Needles, 12 for Swapping Planes Midair, 7 for Thomas Hardy, and then 11 for Chicken Dak Bungalow is Rikesh with 67. So now in season 3, Apratim has a general win and a themed win, which was Bistic, so 2 wins. And Rikesh also has a movies win and a general win. That's crazy. We got 2 winners in quiz show before GTA 6. Man, thank you so much, Alkesha. First of all, big shout out to you. You won the prelims. You were fantastic. Shout out to Apratim, as always, fantastic stuff. Rikesh, congratulations. Since we had like Yakuza and Shogun and all, I think the book for you, Rikesh, is Death Note. The graph. How to give also. If you know how to give Rikesh like this. Okay. Yes, this. I'll write a note and I'll give it to you. Thank you. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you.